Good morning, dear student. Hope all you're fine and staying at home. And today, today I'll be discussing about the annexation policy of the company, East India Company, and we'll be discussing about the reform measure undertaken by the company. So stay with me. I'll be discussing about the different policies that introduced by the British in order to control the Indian states. So you see here, as you know that British East India Company, they came to India for the purpose of trade. Slowly and gradually came to India. They took the advantage of the Indian rulers and they want to rule over the India and rule over the India, and they slowly they control the all over the India. So you see it here. I will be discussing about the annexation policies of the company. How the British they use the some policy in order to control the different Indian states. So first we'll discuss about the policy name is Doctrine of Lapse. It is one of the policies that used by the British. As you know that Lord Dalhousie he introduced the Doctrine of Lapse. What is in the Doctrine of Lapse? According to the Doctrine of Lapse, that lapse there, according to this there, uh, if any Indian ruler have the adopted son, he will be not the successor. If it is the natural heir, then he will be the successor. The uh, same problem are facing by the different Indian ruler. They don't have their natural heir; they have their adopted son. Like some places like Satara, Sambalpur of Odisha, Sambalpur of Odisha, Baghat, Jhansi, and Nagpur. These are the Indian state. This is the rulers. They don't have their natural here. They have this adopted son. So under this, under this adoption of lapse, uh, these are the states. States the states are under the direct control by the British. This is the way they control the Indian South states. Now, second we'll discuss about the subsidiary alliance. What is subsidiary alliance? In this alliance, what is there? The Indian ruler, they are provided the military security. If once the military security is provided to the Indian rulers, then the Indian ruler they have this uh, fully independence in the internal matter concern, but outside of the state they do not have their any right to take any decisions. So these are there under the subsidiary alliance. And one thing is there, in the code of India ruler, the British resident was there, and this allowance also paid by the princely state. It also there under this alliance. Also, one thing is there: the Indian ruler they could not employ any Europeans without the consent of the British. And same thing also another there, the the Indian ruler they could not negotiate with the any other Indian ruler without the permission of the governor general. So these are the things which was under the subsidiary alliance. So through this subsidiary alliance, some of the Indian states like Hyderabad, Mysore, Peshawar, Udaipur, Jodhpur, and Jaipur, these are the under the directly controlled by the East India Company. So same thing you come to hear that direct annexations. The British they also use the method and policies. It is called the direct annexations. So some of the reasons they are direct annexation. Here is example given. Nawab of Oud. Oud, a particular uh, Oud here Oud. This area or these regions or Nawab of Oud had have there many successor was there. So British, that's why they could not impose the uh, doctrine of lapse. That's why they are using the another method to in order to dominate the Nawab of Oud. So what did it? So by taking the advantage, the uh, British they uh, accused the Nawab Shazid Ali Shah, say accusing him as a misgoverning and not introduce the reform measure as as accused him and told as a maladministration the British direct annexation which was took place in the